A single presidential order is revamping how the United States funds scientific research. On August 7, 2025, President Donald Trump signed Improving Oversight of Federal Grant-Making, an executive order that puts political appointees at the center of decisions worth billions of dollars and ignites a debate over politics in science.
Here's what changes. Every federal agency that awards research grants, think the National Institutes of Health or the National Science Foundation, must now route each grant through a senior appointee. That person, chosen by the White House, is told to use independent judgment to make sure the money serves the administration's priorities and the national interest. It is an extra political screen layered on to peer review, the decades-old process in which panels of independent scientists judge proposals solely on their merit.
Under peer review, researchers submit detailed plans that are scored for rigor, feasibility, and potential impact. The names of reviewers stay confidential, and funding agencies traditionally follow their rankings with little interference. Supporters say the system lets the best ideas rise. Critics say it can miss work that doesn't fit current fashions. Until now, however, it has operated largely free of partisan oversight. The White House argues the new step is overdue. It says it will rein in wasteful spending and stop unaccountable bureaucrats from backing projects that don't help Americans. The order names examples it considers problematic: work on critical race theory, transgender sex education programs, and gain-of-function research. According to the administration, the gatekeeper system will restore merit-based grant-making and steer tax dollars toward the president's agenda. The order reaches far beyond initial approvals. Agencies can now terminate grants for convenience if a project no longer aligns with national priorities, a clause that injects uncertainty into multi-year studies. Grant money may not support activities that, in the administration's words, promote anti-American values, deny the sex binary in humans, or aid illegal immigration. And when competing proposals are otherwise equal, preference goes to institutions with lower overhead costs, the funds universities use to keep lights on, maintain equipment, comply with safety rules, and pay support staff. Scientists and universities reacted almost immediately and overwhelmingly negatively. Critics say the directive politicizes a process designed to stay above politics. One Nobel laureate called it a shameless, full-bore Soviet-style politicization of American science. Researchers fear political appointees second-guessing expert panels will slow the pipeline of cures, technologies, and basic discoveries. The power to cancel grants midstream, they add, could create a chilling effect, deterring work in contentious but vital fields. A former NIH director dismissed the order as predicated on misinformation, especially about how overhead costs are calculated. Hospital-based and rural research centers warn the overhead rule could hit them hardest because their legitimate costs are higher.
Policy analysts view the move as an escalation of earlier efforts by the administration, which has already canceled thousands of grants. Lawsuits are expected, but unless courts intervene, the order represents a fundamental shift from a funding model built on expert evaluation to one subject to direct political veto.
Whether that shift safeguards taxpayer money or stifles American innovation will play out in laboratories and courtrooms in the months and years ahead.